Hello, this is Daniel Mart, and today I'm going to be doing another Walking Dead video. So yeah, we are currently one day away from viewing the season 7 trailer for The Walking Dead, as well as the season 2 trailer for Fear the Walking Dead, or the second half of it, second half of season 2. So right before, they have released a few more images for this, and these seem to be character portraits. We also have a really quick one. Let me see if I can find it very fast because I forgot to pull it up. We have a pretty quick image also of Morgan in season 7 with some pretty cool clothes. Here it is. In my opinion, it looks pretty cool, and like it's by Entertainment. And yeah, pretty cool image right there in my opinion. Seems to be like a character portrait similar to these, which I'm going to be talking about in a second. But yeah, it's like a character portrait. Really can't tell much. What we do see is that he has new clothes, which is good to see. And he seems to be by like a farmhouse, I want to say, or maybe it's just the background they used for the picture. But yeah, pretty cool in my opinion. He's definitely going to be at the Kingdom. So yeah, now onto the character portraits. So here we have season 7 character images released, and these are for our survivors who are trapped or are facing Negan, who will die. So yeah, first off we have Glenn, and there's two pictures, or technically one picture, and it's more specifically Glenn, so I want to focus on. And if you see very fast, and I know it's just speculation and all that, but you see how half his face is covered by the shadow. Let me see if I could zoom it in. Right there, you see how half the face is covered by the shadow. It kind of reminds me like the skull, like a skull, how it has, like a skull. Let me see if I can pull up a picture of a skull, because I can't really describe it. Images. It kind of reminds me just like that. Like it just has this front part. It's missing the bottom teeth. It kind of reminds me of that, and that's gonna come into play as you see some of the other images. So yeah, that's Glenn's. Pretty cool in my opinion. Next up, we have Maggie. She's facing the bat, which again I think is pretty cool. But yeah, again, nothing really wrong with her face. I mean, the hair is covering her eyes right here, but pretty cool aside from that. And there's nothing really of noteworthy aside from that, and then there's Bat. We have Rick, who is looking up at Negan, like he's scared. The bat seems to be under him, so yeah, that's pretty cool. Michonne, again, pretty cool, looking up at Negan, fear, disgust, pretty cool. Next up, Rosita. It seems like she's also scared, to be honest, but it just seems like she's scared, but she's worried, to say the least. This shadow, in my opinion, however, it looks kind of weird. It looks kind of weird, in my opinion, but I just noticed this, but here, if you see, like here, it kind of seems like her mouth is kind of ripped off. It's just me, like it's missing, kind of like the kind of like the little girl zombie from the first episode of The Walking Dead, kind of like that. I mean, not to that extent, but it kind of reminds me of that. So yeah, I mean, you can kind of see it. Like here's the teeth, like that. Here's the teeth. So yeah, I mean that's another interesting thing to know. So could that hint at Rosita's death? Probably. I mean, she's pretty useless in the comics, in my opinion. So I feel like she's just as useless in the TV show, in my opinion. So yeah. Abraham just kind of dead ass staring at Negan. Pretty cool, just as expected. So yeah. Next up we have Daryl. Again, just looking at Negan dead on. Pretty cool in my opinion. Badass. Carl. Pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah. Sasha. This one's pretty interesting because this is really the only one in my only one in which it seems like the bat is behind her. Most of the other ones, you like Maggie's or Rick's or Daryl's, you have the bat kind of facing towards them. Here you have the bat kind of facing behind them, so that's interesting to note. Next up we have Aaron. I don't think he's gonna die because it would just be a major cop out in my opinion. Like really, we had to wait all that time just for Aaron to die. Who gives a fuck? And then they gave us another one of Daryl. So yeah, I feel like they messed up here. I don't know if you guys didn't notice, but Eugene, we don't have one of Eugene. So there are some interesting things to note. So as I said before, with the skull thing, you know, like with the shadows and whatever, like Rosita and Glenn. I think that is something to take note of. You know, could they be implying that those characters are gonna die? You know, because they are missing areas of their face and bashed because they're bashed in, so to speak. We also have Sasha, which is the only one with where the back comes from behind. So what does that mean? Pretty interesting to say the least. And then we have the fact that Eugene doesn't even have his own picture. I mean, not that I know of. I mean, I could search it up, but from what I've seen, um, it doesn't seem like there is a picture of him. See? Oh, here it is. I don't know why they didn't put it, but yeah, pretty cool in my opinion. This one kind of seems to be behind him, similar to Sasha. So yeah, but he is a bit more beat up here, than when we saw him towards the end of the season. So I wonder what that's supposed to imply. I mean, again, we're just making theories off pictures. Maybe let's watch the trailer tomorrow and then couple it in with the pictures, see what we could come up with. So some pretty cool pictures on the one with Eugene as well. I mean, yeah, he is kind of beat up here in my opinion, but maybe it's just the lighting that they used for this picture. Maybe it just kind of enhances it a bit more in my opinion. But I don't remember him being this beat up. Then again, so whatever. Um, this was a pretty cool scene. This was a pretty cool walker. So yeah, that's basically it for now. Subscribe, comment down below, like the video, share on Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, or whatever you guys prefer. And which one of these was your favorite picture? Out of all the character headshots, as well as Morgan's. Which one do you think was the coolest picture of them all? If I had to pick a really cool one, or my favorite one, I'd say Daryl was probably the best one in my opinion. Just really cool. Same thing with Abraham. So yeah, and I will be doing another video soon, discussing some possible deaths. Because there's been some, I don't want to say leaked information per se, but there's been information that seems to be somewhat confirmed to a certain extent, and it's weird the way they confirmed it or leaked it or whatever. So yeah, look out for that video, and that's basically it for now. Subscribe, comment down below, like the video, share on Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, or whatever you guys prefer, and that's basically it for now. This is Daniel Mart signing off.